guys, so it's me Alexis. Welcome back to my astrology channel, and today I'm going to be covering the Venus in Libra. So before I go ahead and talk about, the placement, I just want to let you guys know that I will be putting up a poll after this video is posted so that you guys can kind of go ahead and kind of vote for which sign I should cover next week. Also, there is a full moon coming up next week on Friday, on September 14th. Yes, September 14th. It's gonna be in Pisces. I will be posting horoscopes and tarot readings for all of the signs next week, so be on the lookout for that. Also, I do offer astrology and tarot readings. If you guys are interested in scheduling a consultation with me, I will put a link below so that you guys can kind of schedule something with me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the video. So Libra is going to be a cardinal air sign, and with cardinal signs, they're really good at starting things, they're really good at initiating things. When it comes to being a leader, cardinal signs are great for that. However, cardinal signs can struggle to kind of finish what they started, so because of that, they're really good at helping you get things started, but after that you have to do the rest of the work. So yeah, that's cardinal signs for you. And on top of that, Libra is an air sign, and air is, hot and wet, and hot meaning external and wet being connective. So, in a nutshell, when I think of air, I think of external connections, and that's why air is covered by things like communication, the rationale, or just like the rational, and, speaking and writing, stuff like that. Now, Libra is going to be ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of, beauty, connections. When I think of Venus, she aims to connect. I think of relationships, harmony, aesthetics, and pleasure. And Venus is at home in Libra because, Venus is in her domicile when she is in Libra. And because of that, Venus is kind of over here, in Libra being like, hey, I'm comfortable. I like this. Because at the end of the day, what Libra wants to do is, establish peace and harmony. And what better sign to do that than Libra? So should I start with the cons or the pros? Which one should I start first? I think I'll start with the pros first because I think the pros are a lot easier to say. So, just a heads up, I am currently dating a person with a Libra Venus, and it's been like a good few years, so that I can say a lot of things from my personal experience. And I think one of the best pros of dating a Libra Venus is that when it comes to love and just the motions of it, I feel like out of all of the Venus signs, Taurus and Libra, since they're ruled by Venus, they do it pretty well. They know the motions of love. They know how to connect. They know how to connect and harmonize smoothly. It's not gonna be like Aries where it's a little bit awkward, where it's too fiery for people to handle, and it's not like Scorpio where it's too extreme and too intense. Like for Libra and Taurus, if you want the conventional, way of connecting with other people and initiating that harmony, yeah, Libra is gonna be, your person for you. Now, on top of that, Libra is the sign of justice and balance. So if you have a Libra Venus, you're probably looking at your relationship and you're trying your best to make sure every little thing you do is fair and just, because at the end of the day, I think one of the most important factors when you have a Libra Venus is that you want your partner to be equal to you. And then, in terms of that, you want to treat them as your equal, and you try to make sure that your treatment of your partner reflects that sentiment. So, unless your Libra Venus partner has a very skewed sense of justice, which is probably a selfish one, it's pretty hard for a Libra Venus to act unfairly of you, because they really want to be considerate of you and they want you to be comfortable, and they don't want you to go out of your way to make this relationship work. For a Libra Venus, they will do the work. They want to. Now, when it comes to, attracting a Libra Venus, if you're wondering what could attract a Libra Venus, I mean, I have a Libra rising, so I am your expert. I'm kidding, but you have to be sociable, you have to be likable, you can't be awkward, and you have to be polite, and you have to be considerate, because the thing that really turns off a Libra Venus is somebody who doesn't have class, a person who doesn't know how to treat other people, and people who are just really inconsiderate and rude and selfish in the worst way. So if you're over here crushing on a Libra Venus and you're trying to think, you know, how to, you know, get with the person, you know, be classy, be nice, be kind, and be considerate, and be mature, because, you know, for Libra Venus, they're looking for a person where, you know, it's going to be easy for them to kind of balance things out. And if you're like if you're really wild and you don't really have a sense of stability, yeah, that Libra Venus is probably not going to like you as much. So, yeah. Now, you know, with every placement, there's a pro and then there's a con. So, what's the con of dating a Libra Venus? You wouldn't think there's any, because it's like, oh, it's Libra Venus. Oh, Venus is at home in Libra. Like, there's no problems. There's problems. Just like with every other placement. So, with a Libra Venus, you know, with the whole balancing thing and the whole, you know, making sure that things are fair and all of that, sometimes, you know, a lot of how a Libra Venus's relationships will go will be based off how confident they are in their partner and in themselves. Because if there is no confidence, or if there's not enough confidence, then Libra Venuses will kind of try to hide their vulnerabilities. Like, it's a really weird process, and let me explain. Because, okay, I mean, if you're a Libra Venus and you're watching this, I think one thing to really note before you get into a relationship, or, you know, check in your relationships, is, you know, this. You know, do you balance your relationships? Do you, you know, are you considerate in your relationships because you really do care about the person? Or is it because you're scared of getting hurt? Or are you scared of, you know, being vulnerable ultimately? Because sometimes, you know, I mean, Libra's exalted in Saturn, and Saturn is like the planet of structure and reality. And sometimes I feel like with a Libra Venus, sometimes if they don't feel quite as intimate as they are with another person, they will treat that person really nicely. They will be considerate. They'll do all those nice Libra things, but they're doing that as a way to kind of like hide their vulnerability, because there's something in the partner or in themselves that they don't trust. And that's why with a Libra Venus, like, it is so important for you guys to really trust your partners, because it's really hard to tell whenever a Libra Venus is happy or not, because they're always trying to make the other person happy. And because of that, sometimes they don't really, you know, remember themselves. And then because of that, sometimes relationships can be kind of inauthentic, and sometimes it can feel a little bit forced and a little too mechanical in terms of like the balancing part, because there's no room for vulnerability and rawness and authenticity. So Libra, the next time you choose to be considerate and loving towards your partner or towards your crush or whatever, like, ask yourself, are you doing this because you really do care about the person and you really just want them to be happy? Or is it really just because, you know, you're scared of what they'll say to you if you don't do it back? Are you not confident enough in that, you know, they can like you regardless of how balanced and fair you act? So just wanted to give you guys a heads up, because like, Libra, confidence is going to be so important for you guys in your relationships. And, you know, whenever I think of Libra, I mean, I have a Libra moon and rising, so I mean, I'm kind of with you in this camp. Libras are blessed in the fact that they will always know what other people want. So if you have a Libra Venus, you're gonna have an amazing ability to know what people want in a relationship. Like, if you can read the room so easily, and that means you can read your partner so easily. And because of that, you are just gonna be naturally, you know, catering to your partner, because like, you know what they want, and you're like, if I know what they want, why not do what they want? The thing is, Libra, though, is that, you know, sometimes you have to, you know, get what you need in your relationship. Sometimes you have to let your partner, you know, be fair to you too. Sometimes the other person has to figure you out, and sometimes you yourself need to know what you want. And, you know, sometimes, you know, Libra, you can try so hard to kind of show your love for someone, but you kind of like freak out whenever someone else loves you or shows that love back. And I just want to say that, like, you guys deserve that. And it's in your best interest too, because, you know, if you keep on serving, if you keep on working, if you keep on pleasing your partner, and you don't let them please you in quite the way that you want them to without expressing what you need, then like, yeah, it's gonna be really easy for you to be passive aggressive, and then the relationship will then turn into a one-man relationship where you're doing all of the work, and that's not a relationship anymore. It's pretty much just a dysfunctional one. So yeah, Libra, you're so great at helping, but you also gotta accept help too. And you know, when it comes to the emotions of a relationship, when it comes to being fair and being just, like those things are great for creating a lot of boundaries, like a lot of healthy boundaries, and making sure that everyone is being fair to each other. But hey, sometimes, you know, in certain circumstances, sometimes that fairness, sometimes that, you know, justice can kind of be somewhat skewed just because life is so variable. You know, things are going to happen to you and your partner, you know, you two are going to change as you grow. And because of that, I think that if you overly rely on fairness and justice to the point where you're trying to make that, like, you know, the main bread and butter of your relationship rather than the emotional intimacy and vulnerability that you guys share with each other, then yeah, I don't think that relationship is going to work either, because eventually if there's no emotional, you know, intimacy or vulnerability, and it's just like the emotions of just being fair to each other, I don't really think that's a deep relationship anymore, and it's honestly, you know, prone to be a bit inauthentic. And who wants a fake relationship, you know? Like, I think the problem with Venus is that Venus will do anything to make, you know, anything just like stick together, and it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, they just want to keep things together no matter how good or bad it is. And you know, that applies to relationships. So Libra, if things are going well but you know that deep down it's actually not that great, and you kind of want to make a change, initiate that change. You are a cardinal sign, and you know, knowing how considerate and fair and just that you guys probably are, like, you're gonna do just fine. Also, in terms of discussing like fairness and being considerate and all of that, you need to actively discuss that with your partner. That is something that you can't really dictate on yourself. And usually if you're scared of being hurt, or you're scared of if you don't trust your partner, you're gonna try to do that fairness and boundary work all by yourself. But like, don't do that. Trust your partner, trust yourself, trust the relationship. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I will be putting up a poll after this video is posted, and I will be posting horoscopes and tarot readings next week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week.